Danny Flexen for Seconds Out here with Mark Prince, former top professional boxer, but also now an OBE for his work in trying to eradicate knife crime, especially amongst the youth of today. You obviously lost your own son, Kyan Prince. Your foundation, Kyan Prince Foundation, is obviously named in his honour.
Yeah, that's correct.
Around 12 years ago, just over now, when he tried to break up a fight outside his school, of all places, and tragically lost his life. How have you managed, a lot of people, grieving for people particularly will want to know this, how have you managed to channel your grief and your devastation into something so positive?
Yeah, wow. Well, that's a layered question, isn't it?
We've got time.
Okay, so the first thing was being honest and just dealing with the anger, dealing with, it tears you up, just rips you, you want revenge, someone's got to pay for this, that's how I felt. But underneath all of that anger and all of that pain, you still hear that voice that I would teach and speak to Kyan about and bring him up, was to focus on goodness, focus on love, focus on forgiveness, focus on developing your potential and who you are as a person, and challenges are going to come and blah. And now it was my turn to face the greatest challenge, which you don't really expect you're going to face as a parent. So now I've got to live what I've been telling him that he's got to live. And I didn't think I would be tested in that way. So I cried out to the manufacturer of human beings and said to him, well, you got to help me. Because if you don't, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to, go back into the life that I used to live. Because you feel hopeless, even when you've got other children to look after you. It's just, it rips your heart out. Words can't express and explain to people how it is and what you've got to live with every day. But I took it one day at a time, because trying to think of too much of the future ahead of how I'm going to live, and there was a time I didn't think I could laugh again. I would never see the old me again. So I began to take it one day at a time. And I actually asked the manufacturer, okay, what's my purpose here? What do I do from here? And he soon began to reveal that to me as I got calls from a school to pop down. I'm thinking, why would a school ask me to come down and talk? I'm an ex-fighter, I'm an ex-champion, I don't do talks. But I went with it, and it was the first sign of my future when I accepted that invitation to come and do a talk. And then I just began to ask the manufacturer to teach me how to speak so I can get this out and make a difference. And every time I went to speak, whether it was parents, professionals, young people, children, it didn't matter who, it was making a big impact. And that's what it just continued. I was getting more and more, and that's how Kyan Prince Foundation grew. And I said, I've got a vision to reach out to more young people. And a lot of people don't realize that before all this began, because my career finished in 2000 with an injury, and it was before I was supposed to finish my career, I was getting lined up to fight Johnny Nelson with Frank Warren. We were trying to make that fight. And I had the injury. So my career was far from over. So I still had aspirations to be someone, to do something with my life. So now I was like, okay, why don't we create an organization that starts reaching out? But before that happened, I decided to be a volunteer with Islington Council I worked with and get trained up in counselling, youth work. So before this even happened to my son, I was on this path where I was helping young people because I wanted to give back to the young people on the streets that were already having problems, but we never dreamed the problem was going to get to this level. But kids were still being stabbed in 2002, 2003, 2003. So I'd done all this training, I'd done all this giving back, and then boom, 2006, my own son becomes a victim of the same type of mindset of young people I've been trying to help. So I took it up another level in 2007, 2008, registered the Kyan Prince Foundation and began to really get in deep. And I recognized my purpose was to do this because I had a gift, was able to reach into the hearts of young people. And once I'd done that, I was able now to work on the mind and develop the right mindset that breeds success, the right mindset to pull out that great potential and turn these young people who are hurting, many of them were hurting, you know, no dads at home, broken families, lots of problems, you know, and the ones that didn't have that had some kind of issue they were mad with anyway. So it was about healing and helping young people. So that's how it really took off.
You must have a natural empathy for people that have gone through what you've gone through and the victims of these crimes. But to do your job effectively, you have to have a level of understanding of the perpetrators as well. How hard did you find that, given what's happened to you?
Wow. It was strange because we got the power of will. The manufacturer's given us this power that we have. We can choose. So even though my feelings didn't follow the feeling of forgiveness, I said I am and will forgive. So because I said it, I knew that I'm going to meet guys that have done what this guy done to my son. And I was meeting these guys, and guess what was happening? I was holding them. I was holding these guys who, when they were crying, and I was holding them, and oh, they don't want to be in gangs, they don't want to do this anymore. They felt it. They felt the damage of what they were doing by meeting me expressing to them what's happened and what's really going on with this knife crime. So I recognized that even though it was a real sacrifice for me, it was paying off. And then my heart was opening up more and more, realizing that I have to open my heart, because where in there is healing for myself and for them.
Just tell us a little bit about what the Crime Prince Foundation does on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. What are your main kind of duties and responsibilities now?
Easily. The phone rings. I got a call on the way here to the American Crawford press conference, and someone said my daughter's just been gone in the cells. She stabbed someone. I need your help. I want you to come and see her. So I said, sure. Well, as soon as I come out of the conference, I'm going to give you a call and we deal with it. So that's an example of how things will go. We will take emails, we'll take phone calls, messages to come in to schools. We're currently doing Draper's Academy in Essex, and we go down and deliver a one-to-one first. They've got a young guy that's been bullied. We deal with that. They've got a class from young people that they want to step up their achievement levels, that their behaviour's at risk, and we know that there's high exclusion rates now due to the way the educational system's being run. So what we're finding is that teachers and schools that really care want to keep their exclusion levels down and give them an opportunity. So our foundation is perfectly organized for these young people, because we go in and we help them to see that, you know what, your education is very important and your character building is even more. So let's start going through the process of understanding life skills and self-esteem and self-identity and self-belief. All of these things we begin to work on and develop, and I'm the example of how you overcome problems. So because I'm that living evidence of truth, because truth is self-evident, because I'm the evidence that you can do it, you can get over it, it's perfect for me to be the one teaching them. So they seem to be making strides forward in overcoming whatever it is that's disturbing them, and start to move their mindset towards achievement and doing well, which has a great impact on the community and their direct families.
I was saying to you off camera, I read a great article, interview with you in Boxing News last week. And the thing that impressed me the most was that you focused more on what your OBE could do and open doors in your business and the foundation, than personal gratification, which is obviously very impressive. What sort of doors do you think it can open, and what's the future for the Crime Prince Foundation?
Okay, what sort of doors can it open? Corporate doors. Corporates like to be connected to good, positive brands. That's what Crime Prince Foundation is. Having somebody that has got an OBE and been recognised on high levels means a lot to people, because that shows the trust that the high levels see you in. It's a prominent title to have, so we have to utilise that title for the better good of first your family, your community and beyond. So I think that's the most important thing, is to utilise things, not to... Because I go to the cemetery to see my son, man. Like, what's going to make me be like, oh yeah, me, and I've got... What's going to make me feel like that, you know? What's happened to me has really cut off all the thrills of life and and cut to the chase. And I live life on that level now. Like, I haven't got time to get petty about stuff or get overexcited about titles and awards and accolades. What I've got to do is leave a legacy. You know, in this short life that we have here, because some people are here today, gone today. Some people are here today, gone tomorrow. And so we've got to look at life. What do I leave behind? How do I leave people feeling? Because that's our greatest currency. It's not money. Our greatest currency is how we leave people feeling. So I want to leave people feeling like I can be great. I'm a future champion that's seeded in me, and I'm a king, I'm a queen in my own right, and I'm going to express that in the way I communicate with people, in the way I act when I'm at work, in everything I do. I'm going to leave that legacy, because when we go to the eulogy at funerals, we don't hear anybody speaking about, and they made millions, and this was in their account. No, we hear about what people were about, what impressed us, what touched us, and these are the things we hear about. So I think we should concentrate more about that than accolades and money.
So if the OBE has the effect that you hope it does and corporate sponsors get on board, more investment goes into the Kai & Prince Foundation, in what ways can you improve and expand the work that the foundation's doing, things that you can't do at the moment?
I love that question. So at the moment, we understand business. In every area of business, you need, marketing, someone in social media, somebody in the IT, all these areas, and these things aren't free. You have to pay people to do a good job. So I have a vision of having a charity that's at the same quality as Princess Trust and all these others. Why should we be a small, tiny charity hidden away in the corner doing great work? Why can't we be a great charity doing great work at the levels of Princess Trust? So that's my vision. So the money allows us to have the quality of people, paying them to do the right job. And that job is to get out there to so many young people that we have reached more young people than any other charity. We've changed more lives than any other charity. We can evidence it by using evaluations from universities and government organized. It can actually measure the work we've done. We get it by letting people see film evidence, people talking, testimonies about how the money has changed their life. Not because it's money, it's because we can pay for the right people to come in, the right parental group support, psychologists, all these people, because we're dealing with all intricate levels of messed up minds. There's a lot of mental health issues, there's a lot of drug issues, there's a lot of sexual abuse issues. All these things you come into just because my son was stabbed. I'm now reaching out to young people and grown-ups on all types of levels. Family's the most important thing. Society, if you want a good society, you need to have good families. So let's focus on developing good families, and Kai & Prince Foundation wants to help develop good families, healthy families, mind, body and soul.
All we can say is we hope some corporate sponsors watch this and get involved. You're incredibly inspiring, so hopefully you're the best man to deliver that message.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.